The Kenya National Union of Nurses, led by their Secretary General Seth Panyako, are currently addressing members of the press on counties that have refused to implement the CBA for nurses. And that particular press briefing is currently ongoing at Uchumi House. Let's cross over there live and listen in.
Through the Cabinet Secretary for the national government, signed an agreement which, among other things, one, stated that all nurses were to resume duty within the conditions that were set therein in that agreement. Two, that all county governments and the national government were to pay the nurses the arrears that had been held during the industrial action on or before that 1st December 2017. We want to report that out of 47 county governments, 13 county governments have not honored the return to work formula. And these 13 county governments are: 1, Bungoma County Government, Nakuru County Government, Nyeri County Government, Homa Bay County Government, Elgeyo Marakwet, Tharaka Nithi, Makueni County Government, Kakamega County Government, Wajir County Government, Laikipia County Government, Kirinyaga County Government, Murang'a County Government, and Kericho County Government. We want to state categorically that the Kenya National Union of Nurses, as a consequence of the above, the union now issues a notice to the offending employers to pay all the nurses their outstanding dues immediately, and in any case, not later by close of business today. We also direct all our members through their branch officials who are owed money by the concerned county governments to prepare and start having daily salary parades at their respective governors' offices daily with immediate effect, with effect from 11 January 2018 until all outstanding money or monies or salary is paid. The county governments that have made or will make reasonable agreements or arrangement with the union's branch leadership at the county level will not be affected by the same. Out of these 13 county governments, if there are going to be county governments that will enter into agreement with our branch officials on how they intend to pay their arrears, like Nyamira has done, will not be affected. But those that will remain adamant, like Nakuru County Government, they should be ready for a massive salary parades. We are not going on strike. We are only going to look for our salaries, which is due for us. Agreement was entered and it cannot be wished away by anybody. We also want to make our statement. As a union, we have not made any statement concerning the ongoing barbaric actions that are being taken by the Catholic Church. They are called Sisters of Assumptions. I don't know what they are assuming because they are supposed to be Christians. And the way they are treating health workers in St. Mary's Mission Hospital shows clearly that those people are not Christians. And if that is what it means to be a Christian, then I'd rather not be one. You know, I had moved to Catholic recently, but they are pushing me out. That is not Christian characters. Those are barbaric. They are behaving like normal businessmen. So we want to say that the illegal lockout of nurses at St. Mary's Hospital, Langata, this is what we have to say as a union. That on 28th December 2017, following a management tussle, it's not supposed to be a management tussle, following the ownership tussle. There's a difference between management tussle and ownership tussle. The problem that is St. Mary's Mission Hospital is not management tussle. It is ownership tussle. And that tussle has gone to court. And the court has made a finding that the Sisters of Assumption should take over the hospital. So they should have taken over the hospital without evicting employees, interfering with the management. The management is not part of the ownership. The ownership was a war between one doctor and the Catholic nuns. It had nothing to do with employees. So our position is that the health workers, who include nurses, who are employees of St. Mary's Mission Hospital, Langata, as well as Elemandaita in Nakuru, were unceremoniously, the ones in Langata were unceremoniously evicted from their hospital houses and locked out of the hospital and without notice and due to regard to their terms of service, family welfare and security of their families. Some of those nurses and some of those health workers have been thrown out of those houses, thrown out of there without knowing where they will go. They have children in school, they have dependents, and somebody comes up one day, one morning, and throws you out without thinking about the welfare of your family, the welfare of your children. Some of them nurses have even given birth. Some of the workers have given birth. What do they do when they have just given birth? Some of them are sick, they are ailing. And then you come and you say you are a Christian and you throw them out on the streets and you expect us to continue saying, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Amen. It cannot continue like that. We are saying we take this opportunity to condemn the beastly actions and warn the employing agencies, that is the St. Mary's Mission Hospital Sisters of Assumptions. That is what I'm told they are called. I have joined the Catholic the other day, so they have not even taught me these structures within the church, and I'm requesting to teach me so that if there is a way I can intervene in the issue like the one in St. Mary's, I should intervene as a Catholic. To respect labor industrial mechanism when dealing with employees. We also request all faith-based hospitals not to trample on employees' rights and allow their nurses to be represented by union of their choices. We also wish to notify all the serving nurses in the country serving in any facility to see the urgent and the need of joining the nurses union. Both those who are working in the mission hospitals and private hospitals should join the union as a matter of urgency to avoid situations where litigations take place in the in the courts, like affecting like the one of the St. Mary's Mission Hospital, and during those litigations there is no any legal body that goes to court to defend the interest of the workers. I'm happy to report that St. Mary's Mission Hospital nurses, both at Langata and Elemandaita, have joined this union. And from next week, these Sisters of Assumption will test the true wrath of a wounded lion, because this union is a lion. And we shall start scratching them with our fingernails from next week, because right now we are preparing the army, and we are going. Even those police officers who are at the gate, they will know there is law in this land. The same law they are using to put those police at the gate, it is the same law we are going to use to have those police now protect the nurses who are going back to work. Because we cannot allow people calling themselves Christians and they are using the most barbaric method to evict health workers from the health facilities. That should not be allowed. We want to assure all nurses at St. Mary's Mission Hospital that we will protect them, both at Langata and at Nakuru. We also want to warn the Sisters of Assumption from disrupting nursing education for the nurses who are undergoing their diploma program on Kenya registered community health nursing. We have been informed that those nurses reported back to school and they were locked out by the new administration. We want to let them know that those students have nothing to do with the ownership of St. Mary's Mission Hospital. Those are students who have paid school fees and they have legitimate expectations to complete their program within the prescribed period. We will not allow this to continue unchecked. Lastly, we want to talk about the collective bargaining agreement. As you know, when we went on strike, we agreed that the collective bargaining agreement was to be signed on or before 31st of November. We are now in January. As usual, the government has not taken any meaningful step to ensure that this CBA is signed. We have been receiving letters of postponement. The latest one, I have responded to it today. And we are telling the government within 14 days, we want this CBA to be signed and registered in court. We have completed everything. We don't know what else is being waited. So in short, we are saying within 14 days, if the CBA is not signed and registered in court, the union is going to convene the National Governing Council to explain to them the progress that has taken place, and the National Government Council of the Union is going to give direction. And if the direction will be, we open the new year with another industrial action, we are ready. We are very much ready. Let no one underrate the nurses. We have stayed for 5 months last year without salary. And I don't see any reason why someone in his rightful thinking sense, we have finished the CBA and does not want to sign that CBA. What excuse are they going to give now the public? What excuse is this 13-count government going to give the public why they have not paid nurses the salary when we have 33-count governments, 34-count governments have paid? So we are not going to take that kindly, and we are directing our members to start preparing their members for salary parades at the county government headquarters. Kwa hivyo, kwa ufupi kwa Kiswahili, unajua Kiswahili ni ngumu, mtaniua radhi. Tunasema kwamba tunatoa taarifa kamili kutoka kwa chama cha wauguzi kuhusu mambo ambayo yanahusiana na maslahi ya wauguzi. Tunasema kwamba tulikuwa na mkataba ambao tulienda baina ya chama cha wauguzi na serikali za ukatuzi na serikali ya kitaifa, ambapo mgomo ambao ulikuwa unaendelea mwaka uliopita kwa mtu wa miezi mitano ulikamilika.
Well, that's Kenya National Union of Nurses Secretary General Seth Panyako addressing a number of concerns there raised by nurses, starting from the implementation of the CBA that they recently signed with the government that they claim is not being implemented in a number of counties and some being very slow at it, and also addressing the issue of the St. Mary's Hospital, the tussle over who really should be managing those premises. We'll definitely be giving you more details on the same. Let's now cross over